Welcome back to the Uno tournaments, and here we have the contestants with us: Hybrid Spectre, myself, who will be providing colored commentary throughout this whole thing. And next we have the Sweet Psycho. She may be sweet, she may be crazy, she'll beat your ass all the same. Next we have the Black Valkyrie, a Kiwi possibly, but certainly not Australian. He's certainly not black, but he's not a woman either, but who cares? This is 2022. And next we have, it's Johnny the Savage. We're gonna the rules are simple. Force play. Any card you draw, you must be forced to play it. No bluffing, no calling other people's bluffs. Draw to match. You may stack 7-0 and jump in. Without further ado, folks, let us begin the game. As we start in 3, 2, 1, here we go. And now as we wait for the load-in, a word from our current sponsor, no one, because no one sponsored this video, and I'm certainly, because no one can really bother with it. But just remember that only you can prevent forest fires, and you can definitely save 50% or more on car insurance by switching to Geico. This is totally not sponsored, please don't sue me. And so the teams are set as they go down, as the cards are drawn. This is the 50th anniversary deck, which means wild cards are a coin flip, and to pit two people against each other with a 50-50 chance, and that is a sneeze worthy of Paul Walker's car. Next, color has been placed down with Black Valkyrie changing it to green. Next is Sweet Psycho up as she decides her move and places down another wild card and a draw 4. And changing the color to red and a +8 to Johnny the Savage. What a whopper of a play, I will say. Hybrid will then play down a red card. Black Valkyrie considers his next move very carefully. Hybrid will then jump in with this, going back to Valkyrie again. And Team Black Savage has been on a roll lately, giving Team Hybrid Psycho a run for their money. Hybrid will then be forced to draw 2. Back to Black Valkyrie once again as he considers his move, placing down another green card. Sweet Psycho up, and as she carefully considers her move and draws. She will then place down a wild card as the game freezes. This is not part of the plan. The game color is now red, a draw 2 to Hybrid. Hybrid will then stack that card to a +4 up against Black Valkyrie as he is forced to draw. Sweet Psycho is then up as she draws and must continue to draw until she has a card that she can play, as she plays down her force played 6. I believe that is a 6. Going back as Black Valkyrie jumps back in and must continue to draw once again. She then plays down a 0, switching hands from everyone. These cards are going to get passed around like cheap whores tonight here, folks. And Johnny the Savage has played down his wild card, changing the color to red. Hybrid will then play a reverse card, switching the polarities back to Johnny the Savage. Placing down a 7, he will then take Sweet Psycho's hand, further switching and throwing around these cheap whore cards all around. As Sweet Psycho and Johnny the Psycho jump back and forth with their cards, Black Valkyrie is now up again. The man, the myth, the legend, the newfound champion, as he continues to draw and force plays a yellow 5. Hybrid will then place down his yellow card as well back to Johnny the Savage, who will then place down another yellow card. Sweet Psycho placed down hers. It is the battle of the yellows here, folks. Hybrid will then place down a red 6, changing the color back. Johnny the Savage will now draw and force play a +4, changing the color to blue. Sweet Psycho will then draw 4. We now go to Black Valkyrie with 7 cards in his hand. What will he do? He places 2. Hybrid will then throw down a 0, switching the hands back again. And Hybrid has been given a rather crappy hand as Johnny the Savage throws down a wild card, pitting Black Valkyrie as heads and Hybrid as tails.
Why'd you put me against him?
Hybrid is known for good luck, and it seems Black Valkyrie has won the favor of Lady Luck, and Hybrid must now draw 4. And the color will be changed to red. How will this go? Sweet Psycho will then draw and continues to draw until she has a playable card. She will then play down a red 7. Whose hand will she take? She has taken Black Valkyries, he is set with 7 cards, with Sweet Psycho at 9. Black Valkyrie carefully considered his move with 5 seconds on the clock to play his hand, and he must draw. He will then play down a red 9. Hybrid Spectre will then play down a wild card and pit the 2 opposing forces against each other. He will then pit Johnny the Savage and Black Valkyrie against his own teammate. Who will Lady Luck bless this time? The coin has been tossed. It is now down to heads, and Johnny the Savage reigns victorious, and Black Valkyrie must now draw 4. Continuing on, Hybrid will then change the color to green, the color of calmness, healing, and serenity. Johnny the Savage will now draw and will continue to draw until he has a card worthy to be played. Now, just so you know here, folks, if you look up at the sky and you see the moon, do you ever wonder what the Hive are doing? I do, all the time. And so Johnny the Savage has played the wild card. Hybrid Spectre is in heads, and he has won. His teammate has unfortunately lost and must now draw 4. A wicked turn of events. These, I swear to you folks, these teams are out for blood. They are showing no mercy. This is some strong competition we have here as Hybrid jumps down in with a 5, keeping the color blue. Johnny the Savage still continuing his onward assault with 2 4s. Sweet Psycho drops down her play of 8. Black Valkyrie with 11 cards in his hand plays down another play of the 8. Hybrid will then throw down, keeping the War of the 8s going while changing the color to yellow, reversing the polarities back. Hybrid does not wish to go again, so he will then play down his reverse card to switch it back again, and will then switch back once again, further limiting his hand down to 4. Black Valkyrie with 10 cards in his hand carefully considers his moves and plays down a green 9. He will then play down 2 green 9s. Now Sweet Psycho, as she plays down a green 2. Johnny the Savage will then play a skipping Hybrid Spectre in a frustrating turn of events. Black Valkyrie will then play down his. Hybrid will then jump in again with that 3, sending it back to Black Valkyrie, keeping it green. The color is green here, folks. How will this play out? Only a matter of time before a victor is decided. Hybrid will then jump in with his teammates right there, Black Valkyrie, as he now considers his hand very carefully, and he switches a 7, taking Hybrid Spectre's hand, further snatching victory from him. Where will this game go here, folks? The stakes have never been higher, and blood has never been more on the line. I tell you what here, folks, as Sweet Psycho snatches back the hand, and there goes Johnny the Savage taking back the hand. Those 2 cards are getting tossed around like a wicked turn of events as the hands are passed back and forth. I swear, a cheap horror gets more than this. I have never seen anything like this, folks. The polarities have been reversed once again, and it has been called Uno by Sweet Psycho. The stakes are high here, folks. How will this game turn out? The color has been switched to green, and Sweet Psycho will then draw 4. Victory has been snatched away from them. Johnny the Savage turn as he draws, and will continue to draw again until he gets the card. He has played a wild card with turning the color red. Hybrid will then play a wild card as well, switching it back to green. Black Valkyrie with 11 cards in his hand. He's got a lot of cards to get rid of if he hopes to achieve victory. It seems Team Black Savage is struggling to keep cards out of their hands with a 50-50 chance, pitting Hybrid Spectre and Sweet Psycho against each other. How will this go? The coin has been tossed and it has landed, and it seems that Sweet Psycho has won the coin toss, and Hybrid will then be forced to draw 4. The color will be changed again back to red. A slim indicator that both teams have. Team Black Savage have red cards. How will this game go here, folks? The stakes are high. And Johnny the Savage will then play his red card. He will play 2 red cards. Hybrid Spectre will then draw a red skipping Black Valkyrie. How will this go? Sweet Psycho, as she carefully considers her move, skipping the whole team of Black Savage as the team is now turned to green. There we go. Hybrid will then play 2 green 5s, keeping the color green. Black Valkyrie will then carefully consider his move. He's a very strategic player as he bides his time with only 3 seconds left to play and will draw. Whoever is dying, can you please die quieter during my commentation?
No!
And Black Valkyrie continues to draw, and draw he must until he keeps drawing. I swear, if he keeps drawing cards, he'll break a new record. The highest number of cards held in Uno game was 30. Here we go. So the color is still green. Johnny the Savage continues to play, and here we go. The color is now red. Hybrid will then draw because he has no cards to play and has drawn a red 5 and will play it. Black Valkyrie has now chosen to take, has drawn a 7 and has chosen to take Hybrid's hand, and he is stuck with a ridiculously huge hand here. I tell you what, folks, as the cards are now passed around like cheap whores again and again. There's a lot at stake here, folks, but it seems Hybrid Specter's been given a hand that he can work with. Johnny the Savage will continue to draw until he is given a card that he can play. And now a word from our sponsor. No one still sponsored this because no one wants to support this channel. But that's okay. But only you can prevent forest fires. That's our word of advice to you. Hybrid will then play down two skip cards, and he has chosen not to. An interesting turn of events. Why would he not do that? It is now back, and the draw 2s have been placed, and Sweet Cycle will be forced to draw 2. Johnny the Savage, it is now his turn as he plays down a draw 2 against Hybrid Specter, who will then stack it to a draw 4 against his teammate Black Valkyrie, who has then chosen to make it a +6, and Sweet Cycle will then draw 6. An unfortunate turn of events, I will say so, as Johnny the Savage then continues to place down another +2, further increasing the hand of Hybrid as he is so desperate to lose these cards, and he has chosen to skip Sweet Psycho, and Hybrid will then jump back and skip Black Valkyrie. How will this go here, folks? There's a lot at stake here. Hybrid will then jump in to support his teammate. Black Valkyrie is then jumped in again. He is on the verge of Uno, the taste of victory well within his mouth, and unfortunately it is not. He has drawn, but he has a 7, and he must be forced to take a card, and he must be forced to take a hand from someone, so he chose his teammate. He has chosen his teammate, and Hybrid will then jump in and reclaim victory from the jaws of defeat. This can go one way from here, folks. Only a matter of time. Black Valkyrie, as he has 5 seconds to play his card, and has played the 0, and Team Black Savage is back in the game for victory. This can go so many. Oh, another 0 has been played. I have never seen this before in all my years of Uno commentating. I have never seen this before. Now it's back to Johnny the Savage, who has reversed the polarities. It is now up to Sweet Psycho to try to salvage this game as she continues to draw for a red card until it can be played, and a draw 2 against Black Valkyrie. Back up to 20 cards. It seems he is the holder of all the cards, it seems. Hybrid will then play down a wild card. He will then pit Team Black Savage against each other. An interesting turn of events. How will he go? Black Valkyrie has been blessed with Lady Luck. Will he succeed? And it seems Lady Luck has scorned him once again, and he must now draw 4. And the color will now be changed to green. Johnny the Savage will then plays his next skip card, skipping Black Valkyrie. Oh, I'm sorry, Sweet Psycho. Black Valkyrie is now up again as he plays another wild card, and will then pit in Team Hybrid Psycho against each other once again. How will this go? The coin has been tossed, and it has landed. And Hybrid Specter, with his continued blessing from Lady Luck, has won the coin toss. He is the indomitable, the unbeatable, the one who cannot be outplayed. And so the cards, and so he must draw, and draw he shall until he is played. And then here we go, another wild card. He will then pit Black Valkyrie, the one who always loses the coin toss, against his own teammate. Trust is of the essence. Who will win? And Black Valkyrie has once again been scorned by Lady Luck.
Damn.
No, Sweet Psycho was scorned by Lady Luck.
How is this possible? I saw it all. It seems the game has been rigged from the start here, folks. A bad call on my part. The color is now
Hey,
green.
give it back to me.
And so cards have been swapped, and so Hybrid will then play another and will take Johnny the Savage's hand, switching it back.
I wanted it back.
And it seems that the call has been made, but hopefully they can salvage this with 5 seconds to play. What will Johnny the Savage do? And so Sweet Psycho is up. What she will do, she will play a draw 2 against Black Valkyrie. He continues to hold more cards than he holds money. And so the card has been drawn, and the polarities have been reversed. Can Black Valkyrie lose some of the cards that he seems so desperate to hang on to? They're like his children, even though he has none. So Black Valkyrie has continued to hold the holder of all the cards with 3 seconds left to play. Has played his card, and it's a draw 4. The color's been changed to green. And another draw 4 has been played. Once again, changing the color back to green. And another one, folks! I have never seen 3 wild cards with +4s drawn. And so Sweet Psycho will then draw 4. Black Valkyrie, with 24 cards, the holder of all the cards himself, will then play down a green 3. Psycho will jump in, claiming her 3. Another 4 has been played. The color is green for now and has been played by a red 4. The color is back to 4 again. Hybrid will then play it and has gotten his hand to 2 cards. Hybrid is on the verge to victory. Will he succeed? Only a matter of time. The color has now been switched to green. Another wild card has been played, switching it to yellow. This is quite the spectrum of colors we're seeing here, folks. I've never seen anything like it. Here we go, here, folks. And the cards draw, and Hybrid will continue to draw until he has a card player. And it is the game of the wild cards, I tell you here, folks. There's been more wild card plays than I've ever seen yet. There, the color has been switched to red, and so Johnny the Savage must draw again, and is now force played a red 1. And Black Valkyrie has then played 1. Hybrid will then reverse the polarities back. Black Valkyrie is now up again with still holder of many cards and will then skip teammate Sweet Psycho. Johnny the Savage is then up as he now draws and will now force play a wild card, changing the color to green. An interesting choice of color, the color of healing, but also the color of switching things up as a 0 is played. Black Valkyrie is now no longer the holder of the cards. That title has now been gifted to Sweet Psycho. She holds more cards. She holds more cards in her hand now. So Sweet Psycho has now been forced to draw 4, and she holds more cards. And what else? It's only a matter of time before she holds more cards than Black Valkyrie had. How will this go? And now, Johnny the Savage has chosen to skip Hybrid Spectre, and Black Valkyrie with 4 cards in his hand draws down a 2 with 3 cards in his hand. How will this go? There is a delay here. What is going on? There's 5 seconds with Sweet Psycho. How will she do this? She plays 2. She plays a 7. The hand has been switched with Hybrid Spectre. An interesting turn of events, I will say here, Dan. Hybrid will then pick and draw and place down a 50 card. He's my co-spectator. Don't worry about who he is, but he's not real. Here we go. And I will pit Black Valkyrie against Hybrid Spectre. Here we go. A matter of time, the coin has been tossed. How will this go? And it seems Black Valkyrie has won the coin toss. An interesting turn of events, because he almost never wins those. Interestingly enough. And so the color will be switched to yellow. The color is now yellow. Black Valkyrie with 3 cards in his hand will decide what he must do next. He has then placed down another wild card. A 50-50 chance of who is going to win, so he pits Hybrid against his own teammate once again. How will this go? How will this go? And only a matter of time will win. And it seems Lady Luck has scorned Hybrid Spectre once again. Has he lost his edge? He has been flirting with victory for the past week here. Well,
I really need to get rid of yellows.
It's only a matter of time before this goes. And so the color is now red with Team Hybrid Psycho holding the most cards in the game, and with Team Black Savage flirting with defeat, with victory. And so Black Valkyrie must draw 2 from Hybrid Spectre. It is now back to Sweet Psycho. What will she play? And she cannot play anything, so she draws. So she plays down a green 5. My colors are going crazy here. I cannot accurately know my colors. So green is now going down. Black Valkyrie will then skip again. Team Black Savage is out for blood. They are out for blood. They are sick and tired of losing to Team Hybrid Psycho. They have practiced. They have persisted. They are learning from their defeats. They are rising from the ashes of their failures as Black Valkyrie now draws and plays a +2 against Sweet Psycho, who is now holding more cards in the game. It's an interesting turn of events here, folks. It has Team Hybrid Psycho lost their edge. Here we go. And so the card has been played. Black Valkyrie is now up. He plays in. The color has now been switched to blue. Back to Black Valkyrie as he jumps back in. Sweet Psycho having quite a few blues in her hand. She must pick her move very carefully. What can she do? She plays a 3. He plays another 3 again. And the polarities have been reversed, going back to Sweet Psycho as she now reverses back the polarities again, and Hybrid will jump in, reversing back the polarities again. Johnny the Savage is flirting with victory. How will this go? The hands have been switched. An interesting turn of events, and now Team Hybrid Psycho is in the lead once again with Team Black Savage holding all of the cards in the game, and the turn has been skipped from Hybrid. Johnny the Savage will then play the wild card. The coin has been the coin toss, and he has pit Team Hybrid Psycho against each other. The coin has been tossed, and it now lands with Sweet Psycho being spared from being forced to draw 4, and Hybrid Spectre has now lost all love from Lady Love. What has he done to deserve this? Who knows? We'll have to interview him after the show. As we go, now Hybrid's in the Sweet Psycho now draws her cards. And she continues to draw until she continuing to draw until she can play a +2 against Black Valkyrie, and a +2 has been thrown in again. And she must now draw 2. An unfortunate turn of events, I will say here, Dan. Black Valkyrie is now carefully considering his next move, the patient one. The patient one, his poker face is good. He's one of the best poker players I've ever seen, but this is Uno, but that's not really important right now. And back to Black Valkyrie again as the polarities have been reversed once again. As the patient man with 5 seconds played, he plays down his card, and the color will still stay green. As Hybrid plays down this, and the color has now been changed to yellow. What an interesting turn of events. And so Hybrid will then place down a +2 against Johnny the Savage, and he will then draw, and he draws that, and he stacks it. And oh no! An interesting turn of events, I will say. It seems Black Savage is out for blood. They are ready to beat Hybrid Psycho. How will this go? No team has been flirting with victory just yet, it seems. So close, yet so far, every single time. And the jump-ins consider as the cards and the hands start to fall short. And Black Valkyrie, the holder of the cards, is starting to regain his title as he continues to draw more cards, climbing up to the magical mark of 20. He still holds more cards, but he has just narrowly escaped his title of holding the most cards. A 7 has been played, and Sweet Psycho switches hands with her teammate here. Johnny the Savage, here we go, has now drawn, and he will continue to draw until he has a playable card. What will he play? It is a red 5, and Sweet Psycho will then jump in with another 5. And the color is now yellow. Hybrid will then jump in with a skip to Black Valkyrie, the holder of all the cards. Sweet Psycho will then play down her yellow 2. Johnny the Savage, who is up again, will then play down another yellow 1. 2 yellow ones at that. And Hybrid will then play up with his yellow card. Black Valkyrie, who is up, will then play a +2 against Sweet Psycho. She must draw 2. An unfortunate turn of events. It seems Sweet Psycho's been getting all of the cards of late. She doesn't like carrying those any more than Black Valkyrie does. Black Valkyrie is up again as he now plays down a 7 and will then take the hand from Hybrid Spectre. This is unfortunate, very unfortunate, I will say here, folks, and Sweet Psycho will then claim the hand back. The odds tilt back into Team Hybrid Psycho's favor once again as Johnny the Savage will draw and will then place down a wild card and a +4 at that. And then changing the color to blue, and Hybrid will then draw 4. Black Valkyrie is up once again, and he will now carefully decide his thing, and it seems Johnny the Savage has left the game. An unfortunate turn of events. It just leaves Black Valkyrie by himself. How will this go? Only a matter of time, and Hybrid has won the coin toss. +4, and what a shame. It seems Johnny the Savage has been accused of cheating, and the moderators have then disqualified him. But they're leaving his teammate alone to try to fight the good fight alone. Can Black Valkyrie fight with his new teammate Al Fancy? And Al Fancy now draws 4 with holding 15 cards, and now Hybrid Spectre will then draw a skip against Black Valkyrie and will then jump in again and skip him out twice. Sweet Psycho is now up. She then plays down her green card, and Hybrid will then be forced to draw 2. Once again, he is now the new holder of the most cards held. And now Black Valkyrie is up as he draws again, and will keep drawing until he has a card to be played. He then changes it to a wild card, changing the color to blue. Hybrid will then jump back in, and will then change that color to yellow. And he will then jump in again, and the color will then be changed back to red. This is quite the colorful game here, I will say here. Black Valkyrie will then play down his red 4. The zeros have been played. Al Fancy's hands have been switching and now become Hybrid Spectres. Al Fancy plays his. Hybrid will then reverse the polarities back to Al Fancy. Al Fancy will then reverse them back again, but Hybrid is very insistent on not having to play his hand too soon. So Hybrid will then reverse the polarities back once again to Al Fancy, who will then play a 2. Hybrid will then jump in with a 2 himself. And it is the war of the 2s and the 6s as both players jump back and forth, losing cards in their hand. How will this go here, folks? Sweet Psycho will then play down a red card. Black Valkyrie, who is now carefully considering his next move, will then play a 6. And the 6s it is the war of the 6s and the reds. Black Valkyrie is now up. Black Valkyrie with 5 seconds to play his hand. 2, 1, and he will then play a blue 6. And it is the war of the 6s once again. Black Valkyrie is now played a 0, switching the hands back, and Hybrid is stuck with more cards yet again. And so Hybrid will then play a blue 7, and will then take his hand and trade with his teammate. This is a very close game. This is a very close game here, folks. And so the turns have been skipped. And both entire team of Hybrid Psycho has been skipped, and Black Valkyrie now holds flirting with victory, or was, as Sweet Psycho snags back the card. How will this go? Al Fancy is up. Who will win? The stakes are high. Black Valkyrie is now waiting to play his card. He then plays. The color is blue, and victory has been once again been given to Team Hybrid Psycho. Who would have guessed it here, folks? That's all for tonight. We shall see you next week on the Chronicles of